So Grounded 2 has released, and there's been this controversy surrounding the game due to it coming out as this like half-baked, not really finished game, and I kind of wanted to talk about my experience with the game and my opinion on it. If you're sitting here debating if you want to buy the game now in its current state, or you want to wait until you can get it on sale and maybe get the full game because it will be actually finished by the time it goes on sale, I'll kind of give you a half and half answer. If you're worried about if you will like it or not, obviously if you like Grounded 1, you're gonna love Grounded 2. They added on to everything that you loved about Grounded 1 and doubled up. There's a lot of really cool and really neat features, and some of the things we complained about in Grounded 1, they made a lot better in Grounded 2. For instance, like finding sap and stuff like that is a lot easier in Grounded 2 compared to Grounded 1. Something that a lot of people are complaining about, which is the Omni Axe. It is like a mixture of all the different tools that you used to have, like the axe, the shovel, all those. It takes all those and compresses it into like this one big multi-tool, so it's like a big-ass Swiss Army knife. It's amazing, and people are complaining about that, but I actually really like it because it doesn't take up your inventory. It's a super convenient thing to have something that doesn't take your inventory up, and you can use pretty much to do anything with. If you want to chop down trees, you got it. If you want to dig up something, you got it. If you want to repair something, you got it. If you want to crack molars or whatever else, or damn candy shards, you can break it up with a hammer that's in it. It's really handy, and people are complaining about it, but I don't think that's really that big a deal. I think it's actually really convenient and fun. I would say this game is more oriented more towards fun than survival. Just Grounded 1 was more a survival game in my mind, but Grounded 2 is a little bit more fun, a little bit more crazy. You get to see a lot more and do a lot more. As far as the story goes, the story is extremely short. It is completely blah. It is not finished. If you're going for the story and you want a good story, don't touch the game, because honestly, the story is like 2 hours long unless you just do what I did and like milk the game for everything it's got. Make sure you have the best tools and everything, because I've been close to the end for like 2 days. If you're worried about the game being unfinished in the sense of you won't get as much out of it as far as gameplay, you're completely wrong. I promise. I have played for the last 2 or 3 days, 5 hours continuously, and I still have not run out of things to do. I have like a bunch to do in the game that I still haven't done. And I have went and fought a lot. I've went around almost the entire map that they have released, which the new map is amazing, I'm going to go ahead and say. Obviously, there's some bugs, and it is unbaked and unfinished. There's a lot of things they're going to add on to it, but as of right now, it's a massive map and a lot of fun things to do. Things like going up on the picnic table to get things done, the transmitters, and I try not to spoil anything as the story. Going in coolers and going in the ice cream stand and going in that area is really neat, even though I haven't even been around it much because I keep freezing. All the new elements they've added to the game, for instance, being by a fire pit and being hit by sizzle, being by the cold and getting hit by the frost. Those are really cool things because there's these things in the game where you can kind of mitigate that and get through these areas if you need to, which I won't spoil for you, but it is a really cool system. As far as the weapons go in combat, I love the new combat system. The fact that you can dodge like you were playing Elden Ring, the fact that you can use a shield and parry attacks coming in. It has been a really fun time for me personally. I don't know if you guys like that, but I've had a blast. It's not really glitchy. I haven't had any issues. Obviously, I'm just shitty at parrying. The only thing I haven't got to appreciate as much as I wish is the graphics, actually. So speaking of all this new stuff, these new enemies are amazing, and the fact that the wolf spiders look more realistic, the orb weavers look better and more realistic, pretty much everything looks different except the damn weevil, and I can't appreciate it because I'm playing on all low and 70 resolution scale, because I play at 1440p, and my RTX 5070 somehow can't handle the game. It can't handle me streaming and playing the game. I'm sure if I played the game alone, I could probably play it, but I'm having a lot of performance issues, and that's something that people have been complaining about. If your PC is a little bit on the weak side, I would probably give it a little while before they optimize the game a little bit better, because it's tough. It's having a hard time. While still being playable, don't get me wrong, but if you do stream or do any form of content creation where you're having to record, keep that in mind, as you're going to have a hard time, and make sure everything is working properly before you sit there and record for an hour and then lose all your footage because it's all choppy and ruined. This has been one of the most wholesome communities I've ever probably interacted with, honestly. Playing Grounded 2 and streaming it, I have had a lot of people come in and help me do a lot of different things in the game, and they have been really helpful. There has been a few mean people, but honestly, this is the best my streams have ever done, and I think it is one of the most enjoyable games to stream if you do enjoy streaming. I think it is a wonderful time interacting with everybody and letting them tell you where things like the fire staff is, and telling you where different wolf spiders and bombardier beetles, if you need to find parts specifically for, them telling you where to get specific blueprints and what you have to do that. While it can be frustrating, it is probably the biggest selling point for me as a content creator of just playing the game, because there's a whole lot of interaction, a whole lot of fun, and it's a really good set of people that do come and help you. Something that I was kind of hoping would be better, but it's about the same and it's just easier, is the base building. With the new buggies, which is like the ant and the orb weaver, which I have not even used the orb weaver yet. The ant is extremely helpful to build the base. You can stack up grass planks and all kinds of other stuff on him, and you can chop down trees within 2 hits. Really helpful, but it's just not as good as I thought it was going to be. I thought the building was going to be more advanced, and I hope that they change it a little bit and add more things to build with. I'm not sure. Something I will admit though is the building menu and all the other menus are a lot easier to use, at least for me. I learned them extremely quickly, and they're a lot more user-friendly, especially for things like Xbox apparently, which I've not played on either, but I've heard it on Xbox is a lot better than the first game. And like I said earlier, honestly, if you're worried about bugs and issues, they are in the game, I'm going to be honest. Things like my backpack falling through the world does happen, but there's also fixes for every bug you run into. My backpack falling through the world, like I just said, if I need to retrieve it, all I gotta do is hit escape, hit game repair, and hit recover backpack. If I'm having a lot of FPS drops where it's stuttering really bad, all I gotta do is save and restart the game. Every issue that I've run into so far has had some form of fix that they've put in place so you don't have to deal with the problems that come with that problem. I feel like Obsidian kind of knew this going into it, where if they're gonna release a game that's not completely fully finished and does have a lot of bugs, at least they'll fix the bugs in a way where you can still get away with having the bugs. As long as you don't take people's stuff for no reason, as long as you don't have all the stupid things that are in the game cause big issues, it'll be fine. Things like bugs being in rocks and can't attack you doesn't upset anybody because really, again, unless you're looking for that specific bug that is stuck in a rock, it's just one less enemy to worry about. If something doesn't aggro you perfectly and maybe isn't the most normal in a fight or does a weird attack pattern, it's usually an easier attack pattern than it would be if it didn't bug out, which I haven't experienced any bugs with that. That's just something I read in my TikTok chat. Everything I've used so far as equipment, gameplay, anything of that sort has been flawless. The only issue is actually a great bug, which it makes my ant jump like 30 feet in the air for some reason, instead of jumping like 10 feet like he usually does. He'll jump so damn high, and it's convenient. I love it. That's the only bug I've had. And I feel like people are too worried these days about a game being buggy when they won't recognize the fact that even if a game is buggy, it can still be fun. This game is a mess, but it's a fun mess. Everything that you run into is fixable. It's easy. It's way more fun even with the bugs sometimes, because let's say a roach gets stuck in a corner like it did for me. If you need a roach, just kill it. It got stuck in a log, I beat him to death. If you're running around and your ant all of a sudden can jump 35 feet, hell, I'm just going to jump over every enemy. I'm going to jump into a damn wolf's den and let a wolf spider rip me in pieces. I feel like too many people are worried about the game being too buggy instead of worrying about things that do matter, like, again, the story being a little bit lackluster, maybe the game not delivering on all the notes it did say it would, again, like having more buggies like we should have. I think the butterflies shouldn't have even been added into the game if we can't ride them. But as a game goes, I think this game is pretty full-fledged. There's a lot to do. There's a lot to build. You can do whatever you want. You can run different builds. You can run mages. I mean, it's so complex for a grounded game. The fact that you can run a mage build, if you wear certain armor sets, you actually get statistics that are boosted. Like if you use dual wield weapons with certain armor sets, it'll actually give you a boost of damage at the third hit. Because a lot of times when you're dual wielding a weapon, obviously you're hitting more in burst than you are just one heavy hit. There's different armor sets that give you boost to things like stun and other things. This game is basically like children's Elden Ring. We pretty much have the blasphemous blade because hell, get a mosquito needle and stick somebody and you start healing. I think the game is fantastic, and I think if you want to try the game for yourself, please give it a try. What I would do if I were you, and if you're curious if you want to buy the game or not and it's unfinished, just get PC Game Pass or Xbox Game Pass. You can get it for 1 month for like $7.99 and play the game, and you don't have to spend that hefty price tag of like $30. I understand. I'm broke too. I don't want to spend no $30 on a damn game that's not finished, but just get Game Pass. You'll get other games that you can use off of Game Pass, but just play that one too. And most people that are playing Grounded 1, I'm sure have Game Pass, so just download Grounded 2 and give it a shot. I know this video may not be perfect, but I tried to sum up the game as best I could. I have really no bullet points and no notes I made. I'm kind of just rambling on about the game. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, but if it's not the best thing in the world, I understand. I'm just trying. I'm kind of shot for making YouTube videos this recently because I've kind of just hit this stump of like creative wall. I'm trying my best, but sometimes I just don't feel like getting gameplay for the game, or sometimes I don't feel like constantly trying to move a clip in or write some kind of note where I'm like, okay, you need to mention this, this, and this in the video somewhere. I'm so tired of doing that. I don't know. Sometimes I like to just sit down in front of a camera and talk. Just me and whoever's watching. If you guys enjoy this style of video a lot better, then let me know, because I'll just start doing this instead of doing what I usually do. When I do commentary videos, I don't mind sitting here staring at the camera just talking, because I feel like I'm talking to somebody else. Obviously, I'm gonna have to cut out every time I've stuttered, but it's just something that it's a lot easier for me to do, is to sit here and not have to go off a bunch of fucking bullet points, like I'm doing a presentation. So, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like down below. If I didn't make any sense whatsoever, then I don't know. I'm sorry. I hope I didn't waste your time. Until next time.